dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So I really thought I would come in costume today. I am here with the folks from Creek House Honey Farms. If you guys could all introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, my name is Paige Nestor, and this is my husband George Nestor, and this is Rochelle Mullins. I'll just introduce everybody. We own Creek House Honey Farm, and we have been in business, or the bee business I should say, for about 7 years. We've been in the honey business and skincare line business for about 2.5, almost 3 years.
Fantastic.
And we have around 50 beehives right now, working our way up to more. If you looked in our garage, you would see that it's full of stuff. And I don't know, I mean, we love it. We love what we do. And
They say love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life. And it's true.
we do. We love what we do.
So I'm going
Still
to
a lot
look
of
what I
work.
do and take off this so I can drink my wine.
Yeah.
I think I might need help.
Help you.
How many bees live in one beehive? Like if that's...
Yeah, so you could probably average 60,000 bees, give or
Holy
take.
shit.
you know.
60,000 in one
In
hive.
a mature hive.
Like a mature
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some food for thought. One bee in her whole life makes 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey.
Right.
So if you think about a 16-ounce jar of honey, a pound of honey, it took millions upon millions of flowers to make that one jar of honey.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you,
Wow.
bees.
We need
Is
lots of
super
bees.
impressive.
Lots of bees.
Wow.
So 60,000 in a hive is like a working city, and that's basically what each hive is. It's a working entity.
That's incredible. So are you the queen bee?
Am I the queen bee? I don't know.
Yeah.
There is only one queen per hive.
Uh-huh.
I say that we, you know, in our business, we all work together pretty equally, but in a beehive, there is only one queen, and she can live for up to 4 years. The workers just in the spring and summer live for like 6 weeks.
So she's like a slave driver.
So she's
Yeah,
like
and all the workers are
worker.
female too. This is a female-run
Is
hive.
who run the world?
girls. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, so the males are there, but their only job is to mate with the queen, and then they die. And basically the girls do everything for them. They feed them their food, they even carry out the poop. But in the winter, you can stand outside the hive and you can watch these little bees carry, because drones are bigger, carrying out these big drone bodies. Like,
Yeah.
they're done.
Maybe just
They don't
take up
kick them out.
resources and they don't need them, so.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
I love this. So I was reading on their website, which you need to visit. Tell everybody the name of your website.
CreekHouseHoneyFarm.com.
Yes. Okay, perfect. You need to go there and check it out because we were reading today and I learned so much information and I learned so many similarities between winemaking and making honey and all the various products that you guys make. So tell us when you're like, how your seasons work with your bees.
We'll let Michelle get
Looks like it's
Quiet.
You mean the like spring, winter,
Yeah,
summer,
tell
fall
us
seasons?
how the year looks for you.
Right now it's pretty slow for us with the bees because they're all, you know, in their colonies, keeping each other warm. There's not a lot of action going on. We're not really having a lot to do with the bees. We don't want to open them. It makes them cold. So we just kind of leave them alone this time of year. Here in a couple months, we'll start preparing them for the queen to lay again. She doesn't lay over the winter. Her workers stop her from laying until the days get longer and warmer and they can find food for the babies, for their brood. So she'll start producing brood probably into February, March, 1st of
and
March.
we've seen it as early as the end of January, 1st of February. It just depends
Depending
on the
on-
weather outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get confused, and we've been having a lot of ups and downs, but we were able to get in them, start really fully going full speed ahead at the beginning of March.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and they'll really,
So-
their numbers will just start
Coming.
booming. And, you know, they'll be making babies left and right. They'll be going out to see what they can find as far as forage or the nectar and pollen that they're
Yeah.
looking for. And build up those numbers for the season. They're trying to store as much honey as possible. That's their goal, is to just
Do you
store as
guys
much as
grow
possible.
things on site that they can kind of feed off of and get the pollen from?
Right now we have a lavender field we just planted.
Oh, beautiful.
And we also, 2 years ago, it's going on 2 years, we had 20 acres of flowers planted.
Wow.
We got a grant through the USDA, and they came out and seed drilled all of these, and not just for honeybees, but for butterflies and bumblebees and any kind of pollinator you can think of.
Wow.
And so if you drove by our place last summer, you might have seen the sunflowers. I mean, they were just everywhere.
Gorgeous.
But that was probably part of those plants that they planted. They told us it would be 2 years before we would start seeing everything come about. So we really need rain so it can.
Yeah, we're hoping
Start.
this spring we'll get
Yeah.
those really going.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's exciting. Well, as you know, with wine, there's times when the vines are dormant in the winter. And so our busy season is harvest because things start to grow and it warms up just like it does with any plant. And then we harvest around October-ish. Our vines are a lot like your bees, and some years if it warms up too fast, they get confused and they don't know what to do. Or if we get, a early freeze that kills it, or like this year we had a hailstorm that is a reason
Wipes
we
it
didn't
out.
get any tempranillo. But there's so many similarities. I was really fascinated today learning about this. There's also health benefits of drinking wine in moderation. That's the disclaimer that I have to give you, is you have to drink it in moderation to get the health benefits. Too much wine, what is too much? Anyway, so tell us some health benefits of honey.
Okay, so first of all, for allergies, we have a ton of people that come to us, and that's the main reason I think a lot of people want local honey is for allergy purposes, because the bees are collecting the pollen from what we used to call weeds. Here, now we call them flowers, and that pollen gets mixed in with the honey. And so if you take it and if you ingest the pollen, basically you're making your body immune, or
I was gonna say, it's
Giving
almost
it
like an
immunity.
immunization.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
It
important
is.
part about having unfiltered honey, because
Okay.
the unfiltered, we don't
Talk
micro-filter the
to me
honey.
about how because we're both, everybody up here, we're unfiltered. So tell me about what that means for you guys and what that looks like.
There's a level of filtration with anything.
Yeah.
And so in our honey, you don't want to open a jar of honey and have bee parts and wax. So there is a level of filtration as far as we filter the wax.
Yeah.
But our filter also lets all the good pollen, filter through as well.
Good.
So, if you don't have pollen in your honey, a lot would say you can't, it's not really honey.
Yeah.
So if you filter it too much, all that good stuff is filtered out. It looks pristine, but the health benefits are gone. So, so that's important to us as far as having that pollen in that honey.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, and one thing to understand too, there is a difference between real honey and fake honey. And right now, honey is not regulated. So beekeepers are pushing for that FDA to please regulate honey, to say that it has pollen to be honey, because they're importing a lot of it. And a lot of beehives can be fed sugar water or some sort of syrup, corn syrup, cane sugar, whatever, and the bees can make honey off of that all year long too. The difference between our honey and store honey, unless it's raw and local, is too that it's not real. It might be sugar water honey and not nectar.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So there's a huge difference in all of the health benefits for real honey, not just allergies, but also digestion and just so many healing benefits that real honey can offer.
Yeah, I just learned that for the MRSA, the staph, the really infectious, dangerous staph, that they use honey and silver, like a colloidal silver, as a topical treatment for people with like a wound that's infected with MRSA. So that's in the medical field. That's not just us out in the beehive. They're using it in hospitals
and burn units too.
Yeah.
It's raw honey will kick any burns booty. I mean, it's great for
I need
burns.
that in the summer because I'm about as pasty as it gets. I don't tan, I freckle. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. My mom she has terrible allergies, and so she's really into the whole local honey thing. And so I called her and I said, hey, I've got like very local honey. She was like, oh my God, buy me some. And so she has it, she loves it. I need to come out and see you guys again, in fact. But literally my entire family and I love your products.
Awesome.
It's fantastic. So you really need to go check them out. They have everything you can imagine. Their lotions are fantastic, lip balm, anything. It's not just honey. Don't go there thinking like, oh, it's just honey I can get out of the grocery store. A, the honey's better than what you can get at the grocery store, and B, they have so much more to offer. B.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get over that. No,
Yeah.
We do it all the time.
We're gonna be really
Yeah, all of our
sorry.
products have, some bee something.
Be calm, be sleepy.
I love the
be
shirts
merry.
that say "Be nice."
Yeah.
Be nice.
I want one of. I should
We'll
wear it
have
around
more.
the tasting room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wear it around mommy. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another Wine Talk Wednesday here at Barzy Winery. We've enjoyed having you guys out. Big House Honey Farms. You guys have to go check them out. Come and see us in the tasting room. We're open Wednesday through Sunday from 3 to 9 p.m. We've got a lot of live music coming at you, so come see all of us and have a great week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay.
Belonging